So today we're going to discuss another kind of tax that's going to come out of your paycheck, and that would be for Social Security and Medicare. Okay, so this is in addition to federal and state income taxes. You're also required to pay a percentage of your income to Social Security and Medicare taxes. So the Federal Insurance Contribution Act, also known as FICA, requires employees deduct 6 or 7.65% of an employee's pay for Social Security and Medicare taxes. Okay. And when the employer does that, they actually match what you're contributing as well. So the same amount of money that you pay to the federal government for Social Security and Medicare, your employer has to pay as well. All right. So the piece of that is Social Security taxes. Social Security is actually only deducted from the first $90,000 of your annual income. So if you make $91,000 a year, then you don't get deducted Social Security on that last 1,000. Okay. And of your income taxes, 6.2 of that is taken for Social Security. Okay. And Social Security goes to things like retirement and disability benefits. So you're paying it now, but you won't use it until later in your life. Okay. So Medicare then is paid on all of your earnings. Okay, so where Social Security was only 90,000, Medicare is paid on all of your earnings, and that is 1.45% of your total income. Okay, and Medicare provides health insurance for people that are over 65 years old. So again, you're paying into it now, but you as a person won't actually use it until you're over 65. Okay, so notice that this number plus this number equals this 6.75% that I had set up here. Okay, so both of them together are 7.65% of your income. But if you're trying to find how much is taken out for just Social Security, you use 6.2. If you're trying to find out how much is taken out just Medicare, you use the 1.45. But if you're trying to find both at the same time, that's when you use the 7.65. All right. Now, we've used formulas similar to this. To find the amount of taxes withheld, you're going to take the gross pay and multiply it by the tax rate, which we have highlighted all of our tax rates up here. So the first question says, Tom earns $4,800 a month working at a local factory. Find the amount deducted from his monthly paycheck for Social Security and Medicare taxes. Okay, so this is how much he makes in 1 month. And we are trying to find both Social Security and Medicare taxes together. So I'm going to use that 7.65%. All right, but of course, when I plug it into my equation, I have to move the decimal 2 places to the left, 0.0765. So the amount that I have taken out is $367.20. And that's for both of them together. All right, so similar to other formulas we've used, not too bad. Let's see. Diana is single and claims one allowance. She earns $21,372 per year and is paid weekly. Find the amount withheld from her paycheck for federal income taxes. And remember, when we do federal income tax, we have to use that table for Social Security tax and Medicare tax. Okay, so we're going to have to use this table. All right, but remember, to use this table, I need to know how much somebody makes per week. In this problem, I have per year. So what I'm going to have to do is take their yearly salary, $21,372, and divide it by 52. Because remember, there's 52 weeks in a year. So to find out 1 week, I divide by 52. And if you don't know that off the top of your head, that's fine. You do have that in your notes a couple of lessons back. And when I type that in my calculator, I get $411. Okay, so this is my weekly income. All right, so let's figure out what I need. First, I need my federal income tax. And remember to do that, I use the table. So I know that Diana is single and claims one allowance, and her weekly salary is $411. So I'm using my single table. They claim one allowance. So I'm looking down this column. And they make $411 a week, which is going to fall right here. So if I follow this all the way down, that's $39. All right, the next thing I need to find is the Social Security tax. And I'm just going to say SS tax. Okay, so I'm going to take the weekly income and multiply it by just Social Security, remember we said was 6.2%. So 0.062. And that comes out to $25.48. And then lastly, we have to find Medicare tax. Yikes. All right, so I take my $411. Just Medicare, remember we said was 1.45%. So that's going to be 0.0145, which is $5.96. All right, so all three of these would be my answer because we were just asked to find those individually: federal income tax, Social Security tax, and Medicare tax. All right, let's keep going. Stephanie earns $91,992 a year as a computer analyst. Her salary is paid monthly. What is her year-to-date earnings for November? Okay, so a little bit tricky. I know that November is the 11th month of the year, right? So if I know how much Stephanie makes in 1 month, I can find how much she makes up to November by just multiplying that number by 11. So I'm going to take her yearly income and divide it by 12, right? 12 months in a year. And that comes out to $7,666. Okay, so that's for 1 month. So to find how much she makes year to date, so that means how much did she make from January through November? So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. How much money did she make for all of those months? So I'm going to take the amount of money that she made for 1 month and multiply that by 11, since November is the 11th month. And that's going to be $84,326 when I type that in my calculator. Okay, it says how much is deducted from her check in November for Social Security and Medicare taxes. Well, November is just like any other month. We said for 1 month, she makes that much money. So for the month of November, guess what? That's how much money she made in just November. So if I'm trying to find Social Security and Medicare, Remember, when I have the two of them combined, I can just use the 7.65%. And I get that to be $586.45. Okay, last question. How much is deducted from her check in December for Social Security and Medicare? Now, this one is a little bit more complicated, okay? Remember, all the way back at the beginning of the lesson, we said that, maybe I'll highlight it in a different color, Social Security is only taxed on the first $90,000 of income, okay? Medicare are on all earnings. So Medicare gets charged for all of your earnings, where Social Security is only the first 90,000. So problem being here, she made more than 90,000, right? So she can only get taxed on 90,000. So far, January through November, she has made this much money, right? We found that number earlier. So January through November, she made this much money. So I'm going to subtract that from 90,000. Okay. This number right here is the amount taxed for Social Security in December. Okay, you're not going to be taxed on the full $7,666 for Social Security because they only go up to 90,000. So you're only going to be charged Social Security on that $5,674. Okay, so for Social Security, I'm taking $5,674 and multiplying it by, remember, Social Security is 6.2%, which is $351.79. Now, Medicare, different story. Medicare, I'm charged on all of my income. So for Medicare, I have to use the full $7,666 that I am paid that month, because that's how much I'm paid each month, and multiply it by the 0.0145. I don't get that leeway of only $90,000. So when I type that in my calculator, I get $111.16. Okay, so that one was a little bit tricky just because that $90,000 rule.